What's up, y'all? It's Jeremiah with Moark Outdoors, and today I'm out here shooting my bow, getting ready for fall deer season coming up. And I try to get out in the summertime and shoot as much as I can, especially on a nice day. We got a decent breeze. It's a pretty day. But today we're talking about target panic. And this is something that I have to address every single year, no matter what, bottom line. And it just happens. It's something to do with my brain. I get target panic. And what target panic is, and a lot of people probably don't recognize it as target panic, but what target panic is when you draw your bow back and you're going to aim at a target and you're sitting there and you're holding it. Oftentimes you'll find yourself hanging your pin below the target, off to the side, above the target, and what you're trying to do is right when you're pulling the trigger, you're moving it up and pulling the trigger. And sometimes that works, pushing the shot where you want it to. Sometimes it doesn't. Especially you guys that are going to shoot fixed blade broadheads this year, torquing your bow like that, it can oftentimes cause that arrow to fly weird because you're essentially putting movement on that broadhead that your fletchings aren't able to catch up with yet. And it's a really easy way to see some errant shots every once in a while. And when you start getting tired, oftentimes you'll see yourself hitting low. And there's multiple things you can see. But essentially what it is it is your brain. It's not a conscious thing. It is your brain anticipating the shock of the shot, and it's essentially jumping in and trying to compensate for the shock of the shot, which you really don't think about it. You think, oh, why am I holding low? You know, or you get really nervous when you're about to pull the trigger, and it happens to everybody, I'm sure, and it's really easy to come across. It's not like it's a disease or something, but it's really not that hard to fix. So I'm going to give you guys my favorite solution to fix target panic, and this is going to sound weird, but you will see yourself do it. You will see your mind jump into conclusions every time that your pin hovers over to the target. So what we're gonna do, it's just a little drill, and I like to do it every day that I come out and shoot in the summer, is when you pull your bow back, I don't even want your finger anywhere near the trigger. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit there and you're gonna hold your pin on that dot and sit there and hold it there, and hold it, and hold it, and hold it, and hold it. And it's gonna sound weird and it's gonna feel weird, but every time you come across that dot, you'll feel your brain start to wanna jump at it. So then you're gonna let loose an arrow. You're gonna be tired, of course, and you're gonna give yourself a little break. And then you're gonna draw back again, do the same thing, finger nowhere near the trigger. Then I want you to lay your finger on the trigger and hold it for another 10 seconds. And then once you've settled on that dot, now, some people might be dead steady on what they're aiming at. I never have been. I mean, when you get really strong, yes, but I never have been. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna hold it and let it hover around that dot with your finger on the trigger, and you're just gonna squeeze and let it go. And a lot of people say, well, squeeze, it's easy to do. You're gonna find yourself screwing up sometimes, but this drill will absolutely help. So I'm gonna give you an example. Since this is one of my first times shooting this year, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I do it. So I'm here at 30 yards, and all I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm just gonna draw and hold. And you guys will see exactly what I mean, and I know, I'm sure I'll do it, but we'll just see how it goes for the first shot. Okay, so I'm gonna draw back and just sit here, get settled in, and just hold my dot on the target. And hold it. And hold it. Now I'm gonna lay my finger on and hold it. And I'm gonna shoot. Now, since I've sat there and held and held and held and held and held, this time I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna lay my finger on the trigger. And I felt myself, even I jumped a little bit on that one, and I can see I did torque the bow a little bit. And it is such an easy thing to do. I did hit a little high, but I'm also closer than I thought I was. Okay, that should be about right. All right, so this time I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna hold it with my finger on the trigger, and I'm gonna lay it on and do my best to let it surprise me. So we'll just see how it goes. So I'm gonna draw, set my finger on it, and just hold it. And hover on that dot. And let it loose. And I just dead centered that thing. Now, that was probably a little bit quick. Again, keep your mind guessing. And it's actually really good with this drill when you're doing it. Don't be afraid to change it up. Sometimes go quicker, sometimes go slower. And I promise you, you're gonna see a different result once you really start shooting. So I'm gonna try that one more time. Draw, get settled, finger over the trigger, and just hold it. Let it go, just dead centered another one. So guys, I'm telling you, that is the best way to fix your target panic. And if you find yourself jumping when you put your finger on the trigger, take your finger off the trigger and just sit there. And I know it sounds weird. It is weird, it's odd. But I felt myself a couple times wanting to let her go. Now, the more I've done this, the better I've gotten, the less of a problem it is. But when I first started, when I was younger, really jumping, just punching the trigger. Just doing this number right here. Some guys can get away with that. I can't. So anyways, that should be just a good, quick solution to help with your target panic. It's helped me so much over the years. So guys, I hope that helps you out. This is Jeremiah with Mohawk Outdoors, signing out.